I've done my research, so no one can call me out on this. I now know for a fact I am not into sounding.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
Yeah. Matt, before we proceed, I think you should play the Dick News jingle.
Penis long, prick the segment's all about dick, it's Dick News.
Yeah.
I mean,
Straight into it
your dick might not have been somewhere interesting, but Luke's has.
We're opening this week with some Dick News, and by opening, I mean
opening his dick.
Luke's urethra.
Yep, and it's exactly how it sounds. So I went in.
Is that why they call it sounding? Because it's just like it sounds.
Yeah. What is
Like it
sounding?
sounds.
Exactly like it sounds.
It sounds like this.
Is that the noise you made, Luke?
Nearly. I held it in. I tried to be strong. A lot of
you
people saw
held
my dick
what
this
in?
week.
And not everyone was to do with the procedure.
No, we
No.
had to show people the results.
Yeah. They put a camera here.
I get there and they go, look, we can put you under, but if we put you under, you're going to be here for a few hours after the procedure.
Or we could just jam
Or
it
we
in
can-
there.
We
Yeah.
could do it under a local.
We could do it in the
and
cab on your way home.
we give you a local and you'll be out within like 15 to 20 minutes after the procedure's done. And I just want to get it over and done with and get out.
I
So I
don't
just
know
had the
which one
local-
was the right answer there.
I was going to say, that would not be my attitude if something was going into my dick. Like, just get it in there. Get it in there.
Yeah,
Slap
that's
it in
right.
there.
Look, like you'll feel everything, but it'll be over 45 minutes quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was going to be hours and I just wanted to get home, play Xbox and not think about it anymore.
That's fair. So have you peed since then?
I have.
Yeah, I figured. It's been about a
It
week.
burned.
Have you ejaculated?
Not yet. I'm nervous.
Yeah, I would be too.
But so they start off with they get like this needle syringe thing and they just put a bit of the numbing agent on the top of the penis.
Just on the top.
Okay.
And just on the top.
They
Just
just
squirt it on the
rub it
top,
down. They just rub
And
it
then-
down
and
with
then
this
they go-
numbing agent.
okay, and now we're going to stick this in and make it all numb. And I'm sort of like, is there anything to make it numb before you do that part?
That'd be ironic, though, wouldn't it? If you got turned on by the nurse rubbing the numbing agent on your dick, but at the same time as you being turned on, it started to become numb.
Right.
Yeah, trust me, there was nothing sexy about this scenario.
I'll bet, man. I can't even imagine.
The doctor doing the procedure was quite attractive.
Okay.
Yep. Was he?
McDreamy.
She,
No,
She-
I'm being a fake misogynist.
and then there was nurses, and but yeah, there was no risk of anything becoming aroused during this time.
Well, not from you anyway.
Yeah.
Not from me.
Not
I
like
don't know
that.
what was going
not
on
like
in
that
their
video I
pants.
saw on Pornhub where the guy gets the camera shoved out there. That was quite different when I was doing my research.
So they do the numbing stuff, and then they put the camera in, and the camera was not as small as I was expecting.
Oh.
Well, because also you said they numbed the tip, but I mean the camera's got to go right in there, doesn't it?
Well, no, then they numbed the tip, and then they put the needle syringy thing in. I didn't watch this. I just went off what they told me. They put that in, and then put the numbing agent
Numbs
inside.
as it goes. Oh my god.
Then they put the camera, and the camera was not small.
How not
I was told
small?
it was small. I knew it wasn't going to. It was not going to be small enough, but it was like
They showed you at first.
not quite a centimeter.
Oh.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ!
yeah,
Oh. No.
yeah.
No. Oh, Luke. Oh.
That's. And then I got to. So I didn't look down while they were doing what they were doing because I just did not want to see.
Where did you look?
I looked at the video, and I could
They
see.
put a video on.
I could see the video of the camera, so I could see
Oh,
what
I
the
thought it
camera
was like Toy
seeing.
Story 4 or something.
Did you see it go in? Like?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
wow!
So the camera was on before it went into your dick. So you saw your dick coming straight at it.
Yep.
Oh man.
Wow!
Can they give you a copy of this? Because I think this
don't
needs
know.
to
I
be.
just wanted to get out. And
I'll
I didn't
I'll
figure out
incorporate
to
this
ask that
into a
question.
film one way or another.
Instagram.com/multiple nerdgasm if you want to
But
see.
there are good news.
Dickstagram.
Nothing wrong with my bladder.
Well, that is
Okay.
good.
My dick is fucked.
Is
but
that what
nothing
they
wrong
were?
with my
Yeah.
bladder.
No, but your dick is probably almost a centimetre thicker now, isn't it?
Yeah, it gave me more girth.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
So yeah, that happened.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know how people could get that done and then go, you know what? I'm going to do this for fun.
Mm.
No.
Not for me, probably.
Because here it is, Urban Dictionary. Urethra sounding. The act of shoving, stuffing an object down a male's urethra, the hole at the tip of the penis, normally for sexual pleasure.
Yeah.
Normally. No,
Normally.
it's not normally for that.
No, it's not a sex thing. I just like it.
It's like getting a back massage. It just feels good. Luke, I'm assuming you were flaccid during the procedure?
Yes.
Yeah. No, because I thought there's probably a certain advantage to being erect.
Sure. Okay.
You know, so I wondered whether they would induce an erection.
Actually, I think it would be worse to be erect during it.
Mm.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking if you're hard, there's not as much it's not as flexible.
Yeah.
So with it being flaccid, it's probably easier for them to maneuver.
Do you want it to be flexible? I want it to just slide in like on a rail. I don't need it to be like trying to get itself around corners.
Well, it needs to get around corners because that's what it's doing. It goes in and then the camera moves in different angles. And
Okay.
I think it would be harder if it was hard.
So,
By definition.
yeah. So it didn't see anything it didn't like? The camera, I
no.
mean.
No, camera didn't say anything it didn't like.
Oh, good.
Good.
That is good
That is
news.
good. I mean, the last thing you want when you've had something that's almost a centimetre wide shoved up your dick is, oh, it's not good news.
Yeah.
Because they've got to put one of those claw things up there to get whatever it is out. So I assume that's how it works.
Yeah, I assume so as well. So thankfully, they didn't find anything that they need to take out with the claw. Oh.
Yeah.
I think any medical procedure where they say we're going to need a claw is something that's going to terrify
Yeah.
me.
Hand me the tweezers. Let's get them in there.
Yeah.
We're going to need to leave the
claw?
camera in so I can see what the tweezers are doing. So make some room,
Yeah.
Mr. Alderson. Make some room.
Make some room. Yeah, if you could just widen your urethra for me.
Oh, of course.
Wider.
Certainly, Doctor.
Say ah.
But yeah, so
That'd be terrifying.
Did anyone make any comments? Did anyone say like, "Oh, you got a nice dick" or anything like that?
Yeah.
no, that didn't.
No.
So they either didn't like my dick, or
Or they're just not allowed to say. Probably that they're not allowed
if you
to
can't
say.
say something nice, don't say anything at all.
No, I think they're probably just not allowed. I think they've been warned.
Yeah, because that would probably make it awkward.
One woman
Would
did
it?
gasp.
Imagine if just before like a microsecond before they put it in, the doctor was like, "Got a really nice dick." Like, I think it would distract you just enough for just that moment of entry.
Or like they'll lift up the sheet and then one of the nurses just faints.
But you never know if that's a good or a bad thing.
They
Yeah.
probably should try and incorporate that. Might make people feel a little bit better.
Bit of acting.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Yes.
we've got a professional actor on the show. From
Well,
what I hear.
no, I'm still waiting for my check from that ad.
Pre-professional, though. Listeners, for those of you who don't know, Luke goes to drama school now.
Yes, I had my first real lesson tonight.
Like, legitimate, like, undergrad drama school.
Learning things. Just a certificate for.
That's still a fucking certificate. This is not just something that happens down at your local fucking
Well,
scouts hall.
Pretend to be a tree for an hour a night,
Yeah. In spandex.
which is what I did in drama school when I was a kid. I was very good at it.
Yeah, so I've started tonight. I haven't really learnt anything yet.
Nothing
Well,
at all.
I probably am, but I don't know. I learn strange.
You learn secretly
No. I think he's right. I think this is going to be like the Karate Kid, where they teach
sure.
you in a whole bunch of covert ways.
Yeah.
So he'll be doing all these challenges, and then on the night they'll just be like, "Do a play," and he'll be like, "I don't know a play," and they'll be like, "Don't you?"
Wax on, wax off.
Use the acting, Luke.
So yeah, well, I have to do monologues and a scene for this term.
Wow.
And then next term we're doing film.
Oh.
I know there's a very good monologue that a kid did in my high school that you might be interested in, where he got raped in an alleyway. That was
So I obviously love that story, and I've told and retold that many times. I told it recently at a dinner party to what I later realized was the wrong crowd. So,
oh no,
I'm there. Like usually, this story gets a lot of laughs. I mean, listeners know what we're talking about, I'm sure. But imagine saying that story and just people are just looking at you, and you're like pants down, pretending to get raped in the ass. And nobody's laughing.
Well, that is always a concern. I mean, that's a concern in general for me. Is that any of my anecdotes are going to go over that way? Because I hang out with you assholes.
Yeah. Yeah. An echo chamber of debauched laughter.
Yeah. Speaking of dick news, and then it just goes quiet.
Luke, you did say that a number of people have seen your dick this week.
Yes.
No one in the drama school, I'm assuming, has seen your dick yet.
No.
Because I've heard that at some drama schools, the first task they give you on the first day is to strip completely nude and give a monologue in front of the class, and it's to root out anyone from the class who's not serious about acting.
Just because you don't want to get naked in a room full of people doesn't mean you're not serious. That's just my thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a great quote. It's very quotable.
But for me, enough people have seen it. It doesn't bother me. No point trying to hide it.
In other words, no point trying to hide it. Jesus.
No.
I think it's the law that you've got to hide it.
Don't make pants big enough. I've tried.
So what have you guys been up to? Anything interesting? Because, that's all I've been up to.
I watched a few things this week. I caught up on some stuff, actually, and quite, I guess, timely, and not intentionally, but timely, because a couple of the films I watched this week got a cheeky mention at the Academy Awards last night.
Ooh, what have you watched?
Well, I watched...
I assumed you watched Little Women then, did you? Winner of Best Costumes.
I didn't. I watched, honestly, the movie wrapped up, and then it won Best Picture. I watched Parasite last night.
Parasite's great.
I've not heard about this until today, where I found out it won. What is it?
It's a South Korean film.
Need we say more?
It's different.
Also, you don't have to say South Korean. You can just say Korean.
Oh, that's fair.
There's Korea, and then there's North Korea.
All right, it's a Korean film. Normal Korea.
Regular Korea.
It's about... Jesus, what is it about? It's about poverty, I guess, technically. I try to think what to say, to be honest. I didn't know a lot going in.
Matt skipped the fucking plot and gone straight to the themes. I love it.
Oh, well, it's about a family that's what it's about, right? They're poor. And then it's about how they try and... is it a spoiler to say...
Not be poor?
Well, it's kind of like a scam, I guess. They're trying to get jobs.
It's been out more than 2 weeks. Go for it.
All right, fine. So it's about a poor family who the son stumbles into a job working for a rich family, and then they come up with this plan to get everybody in the family jobs working for this rich family, and things quickly spiral out of control.
Hijinks happens.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
And then you find out that other weird stuff has already been happening.
So is it a comedy?
Yes, exactly. No, it's not a comedy. It does have some funny moments, but it's not a comedy.
Is this a movie I would watch?
It's not a comedy, but it is very funny until it suddenly isn't.
Yes, until you realize that it's actually trying to say something.
That's not a film for me then.
No, you might like this, Luke. It's very clever.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to read.
Oh, that's true.
There's not a lot of dialogue in there.
I feel like you could get the gist of it without reading if you wanted to.
I mean, maybe you need to read sometimes, but it's not dialogue heavy.
It is very good.
Like most of the times when something wins like an Academy Award, I know it's not a movie I would find interesting.
Well, this is the first foreign language film to win ever. So
yeah, which is pretty amazing.
It is, and people are already saying some nasty shit about it on the internet. So thanks, internet.
Really?
Oh, that's great. That's great. You know, they sold this. They sold the rights to this to Netflix a few weeks ago, and I bet they're kicking themselves now.
Yeah. Well, he won Best Picture, but also the director won Best Director, and it won Best Screenplay, right?
Mm-hmm. And Best Foreign Language Film as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Fucking cleaned up.
And it'd have to be a given that it got Best Foreign Language Film if it got Best Picture, because otherwise there'd be a little something wrong there. Best Picture, but not Best Foreign Language.
Best overall, but there was one that was better. You see who won Best Actor?
I did. Joaquin Phoenix. Phoenix.
No surprises there.
Phoenix.
Man, go for it, man. Give it to him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
happy.
it's a bad thing. I think he did great.
People were a bit annoyed about it, I think, just because
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
He's still alive.
Don't take Joker too seriously, I don't think.
Yeah, but the thing is, Joaquin Phoenix really, really does. And that's why he got the award.
I saw Justin McElroy tweeted, well, he certainly did the most acting. I was like, oh, all right.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off, McElroy. You know, I watched a movie called M the other day, which is directed by Fritz Lang. And it's...
Is that a James Bond spin-off?
No. Predates James Bond by about 35 years. It's a German expressionist film about a child molester. Oh. And but there's a scene where the killer, who's played by Peter Lorre, is looking at himself in the mirror, and then he puts his fingers in his mouth and stretches his lips up into a smile. And I was like, stolen.
I mean, Joker was kind of like a Frankenstein of a bunch of other films and comics smushed. So, I mean, it was multiple Martin Scorsese films, actually, who did not win any awards, as far as I'm aware.
No, nor did he like Joker. So,
right, or any of the Marvel films.
You lose all round, Scorsese.
The other film I watched, which was also, I think Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, I rewatched that this week. What did you think of that?
What did I think of it? I don't know what I thought of it, really. I haven't settled on that yet.
Fair. Okay.
It is quite long.
It's long.
I was like, oh, when it got to the kind of the point at the end.
Yeah.
And I was confused. And I actually almost feel like I need to watch it again because I kind of, I guess, knowing the true story too well kind of screwed me over on this one because it is not in any way.
You thought it was a bad retelling.
I was waiting for, the thing that happened to happen and it doesn't. And then I was like, oh. And then the movie ended and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's so nice. I felt so nice when that happened instead of what actually happened.
Absolutely. I was like, I was
just like, it's so sweet that Tarantino would make that movie and just be like, you know what? This is what should have happened. They should have been burned alive in a fucking swimming pool.
Some fucking great scenes in it, though.
Oh man, yeah. But you know what I love is that there's a lot of films about the family, the Manson family, and most of them are very sympathetic to the women in the family. They're brainwashed. It was not really their control. He took advantage of them. Right. This is like, nah, they're a bunch of fucking evil cunts.
Yeah, Charlie Manson's in one scene and then kind of not in the film. So.
And it's the same actor who plays him in that one scene he's in Mindhunter.
Is it? I didn't even notice
Yes, it is.
That's funny. Well, yeah, Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Actor for it. Fair enough, he was good in it. And so was Leonardo DiCaprio, actually. Actually, everybody was good in this.
I really liked this movie.
I particularly enjoyed the stuff with Leo's character shooting. I thought playing an actor, acting is like kind of so meta, but like it was done so well. Like everybody,
especially playing an actor that thinks he should be better at acting.
Yeah, he has a tanty in his trailer at himself, and then,
that's a great scene.
But then there's a sequence where he like flubs a line, and then he's like, "Go back," and then they have to reset, and it's all like basically you're watching through the cameras, they're resetting and everything, and like everybody's dropping out of character, dropping back in. I was like, "Fuck, this is pretty good."
Yeah.
As an actor, Luke, you might be interested in this.
I think so too, Luke. And I think, this is Tarantino's 9th movie, I think. Like he's an established veteran of filmmaking, and he's cast. Yeah. He's filled this movie with a cast of veteran actors too. So I think
people just show up, and I'm like, oh,
they've all paid their dues. Yeah, that's right. And the scene when they're at the farm, a lot of those young girls are the daughters of famous actors.
Yeah, right.
Johnny Depp's daughter's in there.
Oh, right.
Kevin Smith's daughter's in there.
Yes, I knew that.
Ethan Hawke's daughter's in there.
So it's just bring your daughter to work day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I liked it. I think I just messed myself up on it because I wasn't expecting it to go away, especially because they spent so much time on Sharon Tate, and then like I don't know, she wasn't even part of the climax, so to speak. At the very end.
I'd spend a lot of time on Sharon Tate.
No, you know what I mean, though. I guess, I said, that's on me, and I'm sure that's probably partly intentional. Is that you think something's going to happen, and then, by the way, not in this movie. That's not what happens in this story. And I was like, oh, okay, huh. Well, then.
The only thing that I didn't like about it was that he's done this before, and I wish this was the first time he'd done it.
Right.
And I'm referring to Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
That has the twist. What would you call it? It's not revisionist history. It's just more speculative history ending, right?
Sure, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Inglourious Bastards?
No.
Oh,
I saw it when it first came out, but I cannot remember it.
I think you might like it, Matt. And Luke, I think if you remembered it, you'd quite like it too.
I always snooze on Quentin Tarantino just because I'm like, I know I can't.
You're the only one here who's met him.
I've liked and not liked probably equal numbers of his films. So,
which ones don't you like?
I don't like. Well, I didn't like Kill Bill, which was the main one because everybody liked it and I didn't. So I was like, maybe I just don't like.
That's my least favorite of all of them is Kill Bill.
Okay.
I remember that one annoying me. The fact that he split that up over 2 movies.
2 movies with a lot of filler. No, agreed.
Yeah, which it didn't need to be 2 movies. It could have been 1.
Oh, fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood didn't need to be as long as it was either. Fucking hell. I feel like there were bits where I was like, oh, God, you could have cut this out. I don't need to watch him driving to work. I know where he's going.
He holds on things. Mind you, you might find the same about Inglourious Bastards then actually because he holds on things very long.
Right.
Yeah. Each scene is almost a film.
I mean, look, I liked it. I like it on reflection, so maybe he's right and I'm wrong. I know. I fucking love the scene where Leo's talking to that little girl. That was awesome.
I know. That is so good. Yeah. It's so good. It's not what you're thinking, Luke. But now that you go to drama school, you should watch this film, if only for that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to watch stuff I like.
Fair. Look, speaking of Hollywood, a Hollywood legend has passed away this week.
Yes.
Which means 2 things. Number 1, it means that Kirk Douglas is eligible for Geek of the Week.
He's got his final qualification.
If you can call him a geek, I don't know. And also that I win the Deadpool because My money was on Kirk to be the next Hollywood star to die, and he was.
So what do you win?
All right. So what game do you want?
Was that the deal? I couldn't remember what the deal was.
Yeah.
Gonna have to give this a good think. Yeah, gonna have
Have
to
a think
really-
about
yeah,
it.
Yeah. What were the parameters?
There sort of weren't any. It's basically
Okay,
you want a
good.
game, I get it
Good.
for you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good.
Perfect.
It's a pretty good prize.
That's what I was hoping the parameters were. Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure we didn't say it had to be from good old games and it had to be under $5.
Yeah, I should put something like that in place.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, man, I played a game from GOG this week called The First Tree, which
First
is
tree.
I'm going to segue right now to really quickly tell you about this game. Beautifully done, but I'm gonna rather than describe it, I'm gonna tell you the words that it was described by the developer themselves. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The first tree. It will put down roots in your heart. The first tree is now available. Sometimes a game is not about winning or losing. It's about opening yourself to emotion that resonates and makes us human. So
Okay.
you play as a fox whose cubs have gone missing, and in the first 1 second of the game, you find the first one dead.
Oh.
Aww.
And you then just walk around in this kind of snowy wilderness, and the narration is by somebody who was recalling a dream they had about this fox.
Go. Okay. All right.
It's trippy as fuck, and it literally gave me nightmares that my dog had wandered off, and I was trying to find him.
Oh.
So I'm not necessarily recommending this game, but it was very interesting. So
Well, it is out on Xbox, so I might get it and give it a try.
yeah, give it a try, and let me know if you could play more of it than I could before I just turned it off with tears welling in my eyes.
Oh.
Aww. I don't know if I want to get it now.
You might not. You might not.
Is it on Xbox? How do you not already have it, Luke? That's my question to you.
There are a lot of games that come out that I don't have because
Not a lot.
I still need to. I have a huge back catalogue, and sometimes some slip through the cracks.
Do you get achievements for finding a dead fox?
Having a look at the achievements now.
Well, that's
You get an
spoilers, isn't
achievement
it?
catching your first bunny.
Catching
I
your
don't-
first bunny.
Yep.
Okay.
Collecting stars.
No.
Find a secret item. Find your name. Achievements look pretty easy to get. I'll probably get it.
Okay. Well, you can let us know next week.
Yeah.
So I've got two follow-up questions to this. Number one, Luke, does Kirk Douglas qualify as Geek of the Week?
I can't think of a reason not to give it to him.
All right. Kirk Douglas, you're Geek of the Week.
I can think of one potential.
Unless Matt is accusing him of suicide.
No. I just don't know what Luke's position on guns is, because he wasn't he a very vocal NRA ambassador of sorts? I mean, I don't know how Luke feels about that kind
People
of
are
thing.
allowed to have their opinion.
Okay, fair enough.
He wasn't going around shooting people.
Wasn't he? He was in Columbine, right? Bowling for Columbine.
No,
Not at
you're
Columbine.
thinking.
He was not at
no,
Columbine.
you're
That would be he'd be in
Whoa,
more trouble
whoa.
for that.
Okay,
But,
whoa. Okay, we're gonna get calls from the lawyers now. But no, you're thinking of someone else. You're thinking of
Am
the
I?
guy from Planet of the Apes.
Is that the same guy? No,
Charlton
Charlton Heston.
No.
You're
Yeah, you're
absolutely
thinking
right.
of Charlton Heston.
You know what? I think I actually even
You
said
don't
the
know
other
who Kirk
day
Douglas is?
that he was in Planet of the Apes. That was not him. Yeah, you're absolutely quite right. I want to apologize now to Kirk Douglas and his family.
Yeah. Well, Kirk Douglas's wife is still alive. She's the same age, so I mean,
Fucking hell, all right.
counting down, right? Yeah.
Michael
Well, it does
Douglas
tend to
obviously
happen when
alive.
people been together for so long that when one goes, the other goes not long after.
Yeah, I think too. Maybe Michael Douglas will go too, but hopefully not. Hopefully not Catherine Zeta-Jones. I think she's still got some years in her.
Like to keep her around.
Does she? I haven't seen her in anything in a very long time.
That's a good point.
Same goes for Michael Douglas.
No, he was in something recently. Yeah, he's in Ant-Man.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was too. I don't know, man. Anytime I want to watch Michael Douglas, I just go back and watch The Game by David Fincher.
Great movie.
Fantastic and underrated movie.
Mm.
But the second question that I've got for you fellas in relation to Kirk Douglas's death is, would you like a game of Kirk or Kundun?
Ooh, yes, most definitely.
Absolutely.
So this is a game that we used to play every week at one point, but
You run out of quotes
just
pretty
ran out of
quickly.
quotes. Yeah, and it got a bit ridiculous after a while. But this is a game called Kirk or Kundun, where I will read some quotes that are either from Kirk, in which case Kirk Douglas this week, or the Kundun, the great Dalai Lama, and the guys have to guess who said what.
The pretty good Dalai Lama.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys ready to go?
Let's do it.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So the first quote: religion has caused much catastrophe in the world. Is that Kirk Douglas or the Dalai Lama?
I am going to go the Dalai Lama.
I'm also going to guess that it's the Dalai Lama.
That one, in fact, was Kirk Douglas.
All right.
So we're 0 for 0 here. Okay.
Well, that's good.
All right. Let me
a
give
tie.
you another one then.
Okay.
Yeah, a tie so far.
Mhm.
0-0. Why can't a woman be more like a dog? Sweet, loving, and attentive. Is that Kirk Douglas or the Dalai Lama?
It has to be Kirk Douglas.
The Dalai Lama.
That one is Kirk Douglas. So,
yeah.
Luke, you get a point there.
Who
Yeah,
knew?
You get a point. Yeah. All right, here we go. If I met a man who had never committed sin, I wouldn't talk to him. A man with flaws is more interesting. Kirk Douglas or the Dalai Lama?
I'm going to let Matt go first this term.
Dalai Lama.
I'm thinking Dalai Lama as well.
I'm afraid that one was Kirk Douglas.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
I basically just have to say Dalai Lama on all of them now. Statistically, one of them has got to be coming up.
All right, here we go. Sometimes an interviewer will look at me and say, "You're bright." They're actually surprised that I might be bright. Is that Kirk Douglas or the Dalai Lama who said that?
Kirk Douglas.
Dalai Lama.
That one's Kirk Douglas.
Ah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, how about this one?
Mm-hmm.
Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. Kirk Douglas or Dalai Lama?
You know what? You're not going to get me again this time. It's Kirk Douglas.
Dalai Lama.
It is the Dalai Lama. Okay.
You son of a bitch.
Luke, you're
Just
doing
gonna start
very
going the
well here.
opposite
You're
to
doing
Matt
very
now.
well. Okay, here's one. I was never a very good Jew.
Dalai Lama.
Kirk Douglas or Dalai Lama?
Kirk Douglas.
Luke?
Dalai Lama.
That one was Kirk Douglas.
Yeah.
Hey.
Although it could apply to both.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Man, that's your first point on the board.
Yeah, no, I know. No need.
Yep. Okay. No, just recapping.
Yeah, yeah.
Just recapping.
Yeah, yeah.
And how
Luke,
many
you're on
points
three.
do I have?
No, we don't need to
You're
talk
on
about
three,
that.
Yep.
No need to mention Luke's points.
Okay. The goal is not to be better than other men, but to be better than your former self.
Ooh.
Kirk Douglas or Dalai Lama?
I'm going Dalai Lama.
Kirk Douglas.
Luke, you've taken another one.
Yes.
All right, here we go. One more, last one. I
The
defeat my
tiebreaker.
enemies. Tiebreaker, it's 4-1, but you know.
Tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker, sure. Next point wins. I defeat my enemies by making them my friends. Kirk Douglas or Dalai Lama?
Kirk Douglas.
Dalai Lama.
It's the Dalai Lama. Luke, you went 5-1. Congratulations.
See, I was thinking, he probably doesn't have friends. He's too busy, doing Dalai Lama stuff.
Which is making friends.
Is
And
it?
being nice to
Is
everyone.
that what he does?
I don't know what else he would do.
Puts it on a form.
Working to get his slaves back, from what I hear.
I know he takes pot shots at pigeons with a BB gun.
I bet he doesn't want to go to China now. First time in his life. He's like, China's like, you want to come in? He's like, I'm good.
Nah.
All right. I have to go pee.
All right.
I'll be back. I'll let you know if
Okay.
it burns.
Please do. I wonder if how long is it going to take him to pee?
Are you thinking?
Well, he's got to.
What are you thinking?
He's got to be a little careful about it, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. Either that, or it's all just going to come gushing out like a waterfall.
That's a good point. Well, that I got questions now. So
Yeah, me too. I hear the bushfires are out though, so that's good.
yeah,
But I hear they're only out because it's flooded there now.
yeah.
So one natural disaster paves the way for a slightly less devastating natural disaster.
Yes. Yeah, water doesn't burn so well, apparently.
Mm. Luke will be the judge of that. While Luke's gone, let me tell you about a book I read this week.
Sure.
Okay, so I was telling Luke on the podcast a couple of weeks ago that I was going back and reading some Neil Stephenson books.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever
did
read
hear that.
Snow Crash?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of my favorite books when I was about 20. I read it again, really loved it, and decided, fuck it, I'm going to go back and read all his back catalogue,
Oh,
starting
wow.
with the first book that he ever
Some
read,
thick
right?
books coming up.
Yeah, man. I know. Some real heavy paperweights.
Yep.
I'm going to read a small book soon.
Ooh, is that a threat?
Just bragging.
So I got a hold of The Big U, which is a book that actually that Stevenson wrote while he was at university.
Okay.
Published, it went out of print, and then years later, when he became famous for Snow Crash, the publisher re-released it, and he begged them not to because he was like, "Dude, I wrote that when I was a fucking kid."
Yeah, right.
I've changed a lot now. and-
Yeah, it's not very good, is what he said. But I wanted to see, I wanted to see for myself, and I started reading, and it was, I mean, the
You can
first
see
page.
why he was asking not to.
Look,
re-release
it was unsubtle. The prose was flat.
Hmm.
It was void of symbolism or metaphor. And I was really worried until I got to the bottom of the first page and realized that he opened with a quote, and that the first page was actually written by Adolf Hitler, who I can now say,
Oh, God.
not a very good writer. The Big U, on the other hand, is an amazing book, which is a defining early work by somebody who is just honing their craft, and it contains a lot of the big themes that will later appear in his more successful books. So
Right.
I do suggest anyone who's interested, read The Big U. Just realize the first page, Adolf Hitler.
It's an excerpt from Mein Kampf or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, that's a. You were going to read something short, Luke. Maybe that might interest you.
No,
Mein Kampf.
Yeah. My struggle.
That's a bit too heavy for me. I'm actually looking. I've been invited to go on another podcast next month.
Oh.
Are you breaking up with us?
Well, hold on. You better
No,
ask
no.
Matt and I how I feel about this. I mean, this is
yeah.
like the time Jason Newsted told Metallica he wanted to start a side band.
Yeah.
No,
And we all know how that fucking worked out.
I'm going on as a guest, and they're doing a review of the Blade Runner movies.
Yes.
And I
Okay.
decided I'm going to go back and reread
Oh.
Do Androids Dream of
Yeah.
Electric Sheep because I love that book.
Lovely book. Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely book.
Good stuff. I'm reading. I've completely forgotten the name of it, but it's the behind the scenes book about Blade Runner, the making of the film. Currently,
Oh,
uh,
is it called The Making of Blade Runner?
no, it's got like a more fancy name, which I will look
Blade
up.
Running? Is it called Blade Running?
Blade Ran. It's called. No, it's
Blade, brackets, Ridley Scott, close brackets, ran.
It's called Future Noir.
Ooh.
The making of Blade Runner, and it's the author was actually involved during the production and everything, so it's quite
Oh, that's cool.
detailed and it's got a lot of insight. So
Chapter 1, The Crew Hated Him.
no, that's not. Chapter 1 is about before that when they were trying to. Actually, there's actually a chapter about Philip K. Dick. To be honest, like
Ooh, okay.
first, so it gets right back there to the beginning.
You know, I always love, it's usually Matt who talks about the Gilmore Girls on this podcast, but there's a joke in the Gilmore Girls that I really love. What is the name of the guy in the hat who owns the diner?
Luke.
Luke.
Luke. Okay, so Luke is playing golf with Richard. It's Richard, right? The mother of Lorelei?
The father.
Sure.
The
But
father.
yes.
Yeah, the father. Jesus Christ. And they're trying to bond over things. And he's like, well, do you like literature? And Luke says, yeah, I like science fiction books. I like that guy, what's his name, Dick. And Richard says, well, I'll just Google Dick and see what comes up then.
It's a good show.
Yeah, I'd like to read that, Matt.
You should. I have that, and I have Rutger Hauer's biography too,
Oh, wow.
queued up.
Did he finish it?
Yes, I think it came out before his death. So,
Good.
yes. All right. Yeah, Neil Stevenson, man, I'd like to go back. He's got a lot of books. One book I may have mentioned this before. I've never been able to get all the way through Neuromancer, which is not Neil Stevenson, but it is kind of on topic.
Goldman, yeah.
Yeah.
Goldman?
Gibson. No, William Gibson.
William Gibson. Yeah. William Goldman's the Princess Bride guy.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
William
don't
Gibson.
know. Neuromancer
You know,
is just...
Matt, I think I'm the same as you. I think I've started it like 3 times and never got into it.
It's just written in a...
Okay, I'm going to try that again.
Yeah. Yeah, I should give it another shot.
If you don't like it, just don't bother.
Well, here's the thing. The problem with reading classics like that is that because they were so pioneering in what they did, they've been emulated so many times now to the point where reading it feels like it's really derivative,
Yes.
even though it's not.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Especially cyberpunk from the 80s, because you're like,
Yeah.
man, you have no idea what fucking happened
Yeah.
with computers and the internet.
And then you're like, oh, it's a cliche. Well, it wasn't when they did it.
Yeah, that's right.
When that got written, it was like brand spanking new. And everyone pinched it.
Bastards.
You mean stole it, or
I just give it a little
Pinched it.
pinch on the bum.
just give it a little pinch? Yeah. I'd give Yeah, I mean, I'd give William Goldman a bit of a pinch on the bum too, I guess.
Yeah.
Why not? If you're William Goldman or William Gibson and you want a pinch on the bum, write in podcast@multiplenerdgasm.com or shout us out on Facebook, Facebook.com/multiplenerdgasm or
Instagram.
Twitter. Are we on Twitter still?
Yeah, Nerdgasm on
Oh,
Twitter.
Instagram.
I mean,
Nerdgasm.
we're really horrible at social media. So,
We have everything. We just forget to do the posting part.
yeah, well, I'm bad at it. It's not just that it's the podcast. I'm bad at social media in general. So, I never
Yeah,
post anything.
there's nothing social about it.
So,
I mean, I listeners to this podcast will remember that about a year ago, I re-signed up to Twitter just to follow Mark Hamill, and he was the only person I followed. But now he's off Twitter, so
is he?
I'm off again.
As of when?
Yeah, he's off.
Huh.
As of a couple of weeks ago, he
right.
he got jack of it and disabled
Fair
it.
enough.
So, yeah, he finally realised that the people on the internet are not very nice.
Oh, well, they can be. There's some nice people on there. It's just that there's also a lot of idiots. A lot of him.
He's back.
Oh, is he?
He's back.
He's
Oh,
back.
Well, that lasted long. All right.
Yeah.
I just had a look. Yeah, and the last thing he posted was like 15 hours ago. So yeah, he's back on.
All right.
Okay. Well, there you go. Looks like I'm back on Twitter. I'm just joking. Twitter's garbage.
Yeah. Well, see, Twitter, you have to wade through the filth, Dan. It's just much like life. Just quickly, I watched, not all of, but probably half of, I think, about this half of the new Apple TV Plus show from Rob McElhenney and Charlie Day of
Okay.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Their new show, which is called Mythic Quest: Raven's Banquet. Luke, I think you would like this show quite a bit. It is about...
Now I just have to watch out how to watch it then.
Yeah, that might be a pain.
See if you qualify for an awards screener.
Was this up for awards? It might have been.
In Italy.
Yes. Wink.
Ah, yes.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
A Mythic Quest: Raven's Banquet is about a game development company. It stars Rob McElhenney himself. That's Mac from Always Sunny, if you don't know who he is. He's the creative director of a game called Mythic Quest, and it's about his game development company, and it's good. It feels like a season 1, and they're just not quite sure what kind of jokes they're going to put in yet. If you know what I mean?
Which yep, I can understand. And it's sort of hard when you release an entire season in one go to actually try and work out how to do that now.
Sure.
Because normally, if you're doing episodes week to week, while you've got like a film, you're still filming the later one, so you can actually change direction.
Yeah.
But now it's all or nothing.
And I wonder if I was expecting it to be not more like It's Always Sunny, but just to have that kind of tone. And
you were expecting the N word to be dropped in the first episode.
No. As an example, there's an episode where, because Mythic Quest is a massively multiplayer online role playing game, so a lot of the episodes revolve around video game related stuff, obviously. And in one of the episodes, they discover that it's the number one game amongst white supremacists, and so they've got all these Nazis in the game. And I was like, oh, here we go. This is going to be some
that's great.
fucking, It's Always Sunny style. Like, they're going to walk the line here, and they really just didn't, in my opinion. And I wondered if it was because Apple were like, no. So, I mean, it's still funny. It's just lighter than It's Always Sunny, if you know what I mean. Like, does that make sense?
Sure.
And then sometimes there's the odd joke that I was like, okay, there we go. And then about halfway through the season, there's an episode that is completely different in tone, and it's actually my favorite of them so far. But it was just, it's actually not even about the same characters. There's like a episode in the middle about a couple who meet at a game store and start a game development company and make a game, and just it's about how I guess relationships and businesses and the video game industry tears people apart. And it was very like, not even like, it's just completely different in tone. Like, it was funny, but it was more like an episode of Black Mirror than it was the show that I had been watching for the previous 4 episodes.
Sure.
And it stars Jake Johnson, who's Nick Miller from New Girl. He's and then the girl who's Ted's wife in How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
They play the couple, and honestly, it's that episode is so good, but also depressing and
sure.
And then it's back to goofy hijinks at the game development company. But so
is the regular cast in that episode, or is it a total segue?
It's a total segue. Until right at the end, where there's just like, Rob McElhenney's character shows up, because it's set in the past. Like the show is set in the present day, and then this one goes back to like the 80s, and then runs up until the present day. So it's relevant.
Did you ever watch?
Because it's still about games, but it's just not directly related. It was interesting.
Did either of you watch Master of None?
Yes.
No.
It does that. You should watch that, Matt.
That's Aziz Ansari, right?
It is.
Yeah,
so
I've heard of it.
In order to watch it, you have to not care that it occasionally tries to be too clever.
Okay.
Right? You just have to kind of not care. Because it is clever. And they have several episodes that are just tangential, that just have nothing to do with the main story. Like there's one episode that's about their parents when they were young. And it's really cool. You know what I mean? So,
sure.
And then there'll be a whole episode about a peripheral character that you know nothing about. And it's handled quite well.
Okay.
So put that on your list.
I will.
And I'll put this on my list.
Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet. I would say, even if you watch like the first couple episodes, it's not for you, skip to the one that I just mentioned, because it really is.
All right.
It's really good.
Totally different in tone.
Yeah, and it's
great.
I mean, very different to the rest of it. So yeah.
I'll look into that, because I also want to look into Avenue 5.
Avenue 5? What's that?
It's a new Hugh Laurie show.
Oh, okay. He's good.
This is sci-fi, right?
Yeah, it's about him being the captain of some like Starliner thing.
What?
And
Is it serious or is it a comedy?
I think it's a comedy.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Does he get to do his real accent?
I think so, yes.
Okay, good.
So it's going to be quite a shock to a lot of people when he's going back to his
Yeah,
Real
when he's
action
not
after House.
Dr. House, yeah.
It's on Hulu, and I guess I'll be watching this. There you go.
Yeah, we don't have Hulu in Australia yet. Got to wait till October or something.
I started watching a TV show this week, or more to the point, I started watching the second season because when you, Matt, were talking about Mr. Nancy from American Gods, I realized that I never watched past the first season.
Right.
And this is one of my favorite books, but I liked the first series just okay. And I watched the first couple of episodes of the second series, and I just don't really like it.
Sure.
I just don't think it's very good.
Mm.
And it's a bit TV, you know? Like TV shows are getting very cinematic now, and this one is a bit TV.
You know the best way to show people that you don't like it? And
Stop
this is
watching?
for all the internet to understand. Yeah, just stop watching. You don't
Yeah.
have to go online and tell
You'll
people
be-
to kill themselves.
You'll be well, okay. Look,
I
you're
don't think he was
preempting me.
suggesting he was going to do that.
That's not where I was going.
I know you were. I'm just giving some friendly advice to
Yeah,
the
sure.
internet on
No
this
review.
topic. Just
So I didn't
stop
think this show was
watching.
very good, and I just want to put a personal message out there to the creators, the showrunner of American Gods.
Yeah.
Go kill
No,
yourself.
I don't want to do that because actually I love Neil Gaiman and I hope he keeps writing books.
Absolutely.
And actually I hope people keep adapting them into films and TV shows because a lot of them are very good. Well, a lot
So,
of them...
Mr.
no,
Gaiman,
actually not
maybe
many
just
of them
cut a
are
few
very good.
fingers off as penance.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Whip yourself a little bit and go start writing me a new novel, please.
well, it's not really his fault if the television show's not.
No,
good.
exactly. So, you know,
I mean, he did fire the
I don't
showrunner
want him to die.
for season 1.
I mean, he certainly took a lot of cash for it.
no, I'm sure it's
But
his fault.
they're doing Sandman next, which
Yes.
I love Sandman.
Yeah,
I
terrifying.
I didn't love Sandman as much as I loved American Gods. American Gods is like the bomb.
Mm.
But Sandman is also very good, and those graphic novels were a big part of my adolescence, so I really hope they don't fuck that up.
I can't see how they're going to turn it into a TV show, and I just can't see how it's going to be any good. I don't understand how you can film it. I mean,
Yeah.
prove me wrong,
Yeah.
please, but I just don't see how this is going to be any good.
Yeah. I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, about 5 years ago, said that he wanted to do it and he was trying to get the rights. And I was like, okay, he's usually got pretty good taste. And then he said that he also wanted to play the Sandman. And I was like, well, you're losing me. You're losing me now, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's just the things that I like about it aren't. I just don't see how you can make it into a TV show. I just don't. I mean, please prove me wrong, but I don't see how Sandman could work in that format. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Re-release the books.
Without it being
Make them pretty.
Without it being like a bit TV, you know, like Good Omens, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch Good Omens?
No.
I
Because
tried.
I was worried it was going to be a bit TV.
If Sandman, see, I quite liked Good Omens because Good Omens is all right because it's, you know, it's Terry Pratchett as well, so it's like
Yeah, sure.
it doesn't matter that it's a bit campy or whatever in the show.
Okay.
But if Sandman, I don't think it's going to work that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm happy to be proven wrong on it, but I don't see how this is going to be good.
Well, look, maybe it's me. I mean, because I find, and you said it well. I find American Gods, the series, a bit campy.
Sure.
You know, and it's like hokey effects and all of that stuff is
Right.
like part of the charm of it.
Yeah.
But that's not how I read the book. I read the book real fucking seriously.
Yes.
So maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just approaching this with the wrong frame of mind. But yeah.
And I mean, the American Gods TV show takes a lot of liberties with the story, I guess.
I don't mind that as much. Actually, I thought the additions were perfectly good additions because I mean, if you made that book a series, it would literally just be one character on screen most of the time, sometimes two.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Well, that's the argument they had with about Mr. Nancy and what's his name?
Yeah.
Orlando Jones, I think is his name. And people were saying, well, yeah, Mr. Nancy is not in those chapters of the book, but he wasn't in a bunch of the other chapters that they already made into episodes.
Yeah, that's
as well.
right. They inflated a lot of characters' roles in this to make it more of an ensemble.
Yeah, but then that whole thing was a little weird, and I'm sure there's more going on behind the scenes there than we know about. So,
There normally is.
yes. We've got some listener-submitted news this week, and I don't want to blow your minds, but this has been sent in by Cognac Legion.
Okay.
And I didn't include it at the start of the show when we were talking about dick news because it's not dick news.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not dick news?
No, she's mixing it up.
Wow.
But it is genital news, though, right?
I mean,
it vagina news?
Well, this guy has genitals, I assume. But I mean, you can't assume, I suppose. It's a gentleman from Berlin, an artist from Berlin. And I mean, yeah, Simon Weckett. I mean, I gotta assume he's probably got a dick. But he's also got a little red cart full of cell phones, and he, I guess, as an art project, filled a little red wagon with cell phones, opened Google Maps, and then caused a traffic jam on Google Maps, just with his cart.
Now, I actually think, Luke, you guys reported on this on your other podcast, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fill me in.
It's just a little hack that he came across, which is it's always been there, and it's something that could be abused. And hopefully now the word's not out there, people don't start to abuse it.
So
because it could actually be used to actually try and divert traffic to, say, your business.
Used it for evil. Or just if you don't want cars coming down your street, just pop a bunch of, just buy 100 cell phones.
Constantly have a lot of iPhones.
Just keep them in your house.
Because it's not actually just, it takes in a lot of information. So the way Google Maps works is it does track your phone data, like where you're moving, how fast you're moving.
Yeah.
Also looks at if you've got the Google Maps open and you're checking. That's why they had the maps open on the phones, just to try and make it read a bit more and show that people are trying to look for maybe an alternate route. That's why they had their app open. But yeah, it's a bit crazy that this is so possible for one person. But how many people can afford 100 phones?
I actually didn't realise that's how these maps worked, and maybe that's naive.
Oh, how did you think they worked?
I don't know. Now that I come to think about it.
No, I knew that because Google bought Waze, which is a company that basically
they use that over here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think people stopped using it because Google bought it and just integrated it into Google Maps. So you might as well just use Google Maps. Although Waze has a neat feature where you can add a gas station or something on your way. But we used Waze like heavily when we were doing our road trip. But yeah, it's just other people around you who are using it. It collects all the data and then tells you what's going on based on what everyone else is doing. And I got to say,
guess that makes the most sense.
I often in the morning before I go to work, I'll go out, get in the car, start the car, and then while I'm waiting for the car to warm up, I'll check. It used to be Waze, but now I just check Google Maps and just say, because there's two ways I can go to work. There's the highway, and then there's kind of like the back nicer country way, and I prefer the country way, but it does take a little bit longer depending on the traffic. So I just check which ones. If it's significantly quicker on the highway, I'll just get the highway. So that's, and it's all just based on what everyone else is doing, I guess. This does look like, I was about to say this looks like the phones have been photoshopped because they all have exactly the same thing on them, but I realized I'm an idiot. Of course they do.
Yeah.
They're all in the same They're in literally the same location. So,
Yeah, but no, it is really interesting. But just how easy it is that one person can actually maybe change the way people had to go home that day.
Is this art?
I don't think it's art, but
he's an artist.
I don't get art.
If an artist does it make it art?
I don't think so. Okay. But I'm probably wrong. What do I know? Not art, that's for sure.
I mean, the way that he describes it makes it sound like art. Through this activity, it's possible to turn a green street red, which has an impact on the physical world by navigating cars on another route to avoid being stuck in traffic. I mean, that does sound like art when he says it that way.
I mean, it
sounds like art.
I mean, it certainly makes him sound like an artist to fucking wank on like that.
Describe it that way. Yeah. I mean, and this wagon is a bit arty. Little red wagon.
Maybe if he'd used that to draw a big red dick.
Yeah. That's what I think also needs to happen.
I mean, and then this would have fit much more into Cognac Legion's jam.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, that bridge.
Play the Dick News jingle.
Penis schlong, prick the segment's all about dick. It's dick news.
I mean, that bridge. I mean, if you squint, I mean, it's a very thin dick. Oh, you know what? The red bridge there. I mean, that's probably what your urethra looked like, Luke, after your procedure.
Oh, yeah, probably was like that. I didn't look. It felt like.
I mean,
that when
hopefully it wasn't
peed.
green beforehand, but you never know.
Oh, yeah, green to red is not what you. But you don't want to go from red to green either.
No.
When it comes to dicks,
No.
Yeah,
all the time.
I know. As amusing as it might sound, Luke, don't let it go green.
No, I like green though.
And if it goes red, also seek medical advice.
Well, that was in the fact sheet they sent me home with. If I pee and my pee is bright red, go straight back to hospital.
I think if you pee and your pee is blood red, it means it's blood, right?
Yeah. Do they need to tell you that?
There's no way I wouldn't go to the hospital if I was
here's the
pissing
thing.
blood.
I guess they have to because they
Yeah.
put it on the thing. So that means that people have gone home, peed blood, and gone, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, that's probably normal. I've never peed blood before, but I've also never had a camera shoved up my dick before.
Yeah.
So
They're probably
who
like,
knows?
you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone's as red.
maybe maybe they fixed my dick.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.